Dark Souls Guy X.
The PlayStation 5. Finally in tune to a richer experience, propelling you to new heights in gaming and entertainment. Dynamically engineered to utilize power, processing, and core algorithm, the PlayStation 5 expands the comprehensive PlayStation universe. See all these enhanced visuals never before realized. The PS5 features high fidelity imagery, creating inclement depth while preserving crisp detail like cleaner shadows on cars, particles of dirt on clothes, or rust flakes on metal. The PlayStation 5 features 4K Ultra HDR graphics, clearer than what the human eye is capable of seeing. So without further ado, let us begin. Let's start with the 8 custom 86X cores at 3.5 GHz of power. The PlayStation 5 is the first console produced by Sony to feature 64-bit AMD Ryzen Zen 2 chips as part of their CPU lineup for their next generation consoles, with Xbox Series X being a little bit more powerful, but with Sony being a little bit behind as well. But the difference is round about the same. There's not really much competition in this area. Next in the PlayStation 5, we have the AMD Radeon RDNA 2 based graphics engine with hardware accelerated ray tracing graphics variable up to 2.23 GHz. That's about 10.3 teraflops of hardware. Now, I must admit, when it comes to RTX ray tracing, expect only about 30 frames per second at this point. You're better off just running non-4K games at 60 compared to ray tracing games that are stuck at 30. Unless Nvidia Aperture or Nvidia themselves physically crack RTX ray tracing anytime soon, you can't really see many games using it at the moment, so bear that in mind. But let's put the GPU beside for now. Let's talk about the system memory. Pretty explanatory, you're gonna need 16 gigabytes of GDDR6 memory nowadays to run 4K games. It's an absolute necessity. Like, your system uses about 8 gigabytes nowadays, and I think your games in 4K use about 10 or 11. With ray tracing, it uses about 15 or 16 the same, so that 16 gigabytes of GDDR6 memory is going to come quite in handy when it comes to running ray traced games, or normal 4K games in general, because it's very heavy in hardware. Which brings us to the biggest feature of PlayStation 5 of all, and every single one of you people will notice the speed, the velocity, and the fast load times of this. The solid state drive. The PlayStation 5 will feature a solid state drive of 825 gigabytes with a read-write speed of 5.5 gigabytes a second. Now that is pretty impressive considering the last generation, which only used traditional 2.5-inch hard drives. It's quite a big upgrade, and it's a necessity for 4K Ultra HD games and ray tracing games in general as well. The disk drive, because you're a fucking idiot if you buy the diskless version of this console. But with a very heavily requested feature, the PS5 now supports 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray standard discs and game discs up to 100 gigabytes, so you don't have to sit there and download the entire 100 gigabyte file size of a game and spend like 10 hours of your life sitting there waiting for something to install or download. So that's gone. Whoopee! The very last two features of the PlayStation 5 is the ability up to 8K resolution at any frame rate you see fit, if you have the TV or the monitor to do it with AMD FreeSync enabled. It also features Tempest 3D audio tech, so your games are upgraded with visual audio effects. But I seriously doubt it'll catch up to Dolby Atmos at this point, which is still well ahead of its time. So, if you're looking to buy a PlayStation 5 this holiday season, this is the best advice I can give you. If you have a fast, decent, 50 megabit per second internet connection at home, the Xbox Series X is gonna benefit you way more, as long as you're willing to put up with the annoying Microsoft Store for one. But what about people who don't have a 50 megabits per second internet connection and have lower than that and can't afford 100 gigabyte downloads on their internet bandwidth every month? This is, as always, what makes the PlayStation 5 ideal for money for the best price, and it will remain that way as long as PlayStation is around. It's why, as of nowadays, is the most selling console here in Australia and around the world, and will always stay like that as long as I live. That's all I have to say in this video this month. Now go fucking play something on PlayStation while you wait for this to come out, for God's sakes.
That's right, bitch. I'm Dark Souls X. You're a fucking faggot. Get wrecked.